Okay, Megacamp 2022, Austin. Who went? Can I get a whoop whoop? Was that amazing or what?
It was fun.
Yes, it was fun, but we were there for serious stuff
No,
as
no, no, yeah.
yes. So who wants to chat about it first? Who wants to talk about their takeaways and their top three things that they're actually implementing in their business? Because let's be honest, there was so much knowledge, so much. And sometimes we can get overwhelmed. So who wants to take the lead on this? Danny, go. I know you've got a list, baby. Go.
Okay, well, I will say that it was amazing. That was my first time in person, and it was off the hook. It was amazing. It was the relationships that were built with our own family and without our outside to make it even a bigger family was just unreal. I have probably about 10 pages worth of notes that I am saying, thank God I have a MAPS coach, because I met with my MAPS coach on Friday right away. And I was like, okay, this is a hot mess. This is what you are here to help me with. Now tell me what to do. And so he did. And I don't have my top three yet because of the fact that I have so much on my list that I've started a new list. Now from that list, I'm taking and starting a list from there and just working it down to where I get my top three. The top three is mostly what is going to be the most impactful, but going small to go big. That was huge. And one of the other things I want to say is that when we were sitting there and listening to these agents, and it was a panel after panel, and just in awe of some of them that they were doing, a lot of the things I have to keep in mind when I'm creating my list is do what is real to me. Just because someone else is doing it does not mean that it's going to fit for me. So keep it to who I am. And one of the things that he really drove home with me is, and I shared this with Krista the next day because we had some conversations on the side about this, but consistency and narrow focus is what sets the people on stage apart from those of us watching. They don't do anything miraculous or out of the ordinary. You win the morning, you win the day.
I love that.
And it was just, yeah, it was amazing. Like what I do before from in the morning till 12, my day is done after that. And today was proven, tried and tested again. Got, oh, and I was sharing with Michele, talk about relationships. While I was there, was negotiating 2 contracts. Ended up one of the agents was a Keller Williams agent, and to say we are pending because of the relationship that we built while we were at Megacamp. So woohoo!
So that is awesome. Let's
At the
think
piano
about
bar.
that.
Let's be real. At the piano bar where she met her. I'm just saying.
Well, that pays for Megacamp. That pays for your hotel expense. That pays for family union. I don't know. I think it's worth it, don't you?
Oh, by it, that was if you don't see that as an investment, then you're not seeing the big picture. And it was by far just, like I said, the experience is unreal. I'm not going to come back and implement all 10 pages of my notes, but I am going to pick those top things that is going to be going small and making the biggest impact in different areas. And I'm pumped. I'm jazzed. We were on the plane, knocked out, but we were still like,
I love that. I love the energy. That's so amazing.
And thank you to my best roommate that I could have ever asked for. It was just amazing. So Patty, you could be my room buddy anytime.
Okay, so you are second choice. I am first choice
Yep.
with Patty, just so you know. Can't just move on in. I just happen to have my husband at that one.
Done and done.
That's awesome.
But those are my big takeaways. And just remember that we could be up on that panel within 5 years ourselves if we really wanted to. And it comes down to just getting back to the basics.
I was having a hard time with that. I had a little piece.
And just having that narrow focus. And when you have that narrow focus, we're not multitaskers, guys. A lot of us are squirrels. And just having that narrow focus is what's going to make the biggest impact. And I'm pumped. I'm here. I'm in the office. I'm doing it. So anybody who wants to come in here and script role play with me and do night call nights with me, I'm here, you guys. Let's make it happen. Let's finish the year strong. I got a big goal. So
I love the energy. Absolutely love the energy. Number one thing that you're going to implement. Number one, besides relationships.
win the day, win the morning.
I love it.
I already started this morning, 5 a.m. I started my day working and I was in the office before 9. So that was the number one biggest thing. What am I doing right now? Right.
I love that. Is Laura on here? Laura. Yes, she is. I know she heard that. So we need to hold her accountable. And Chrissy, you're on here. Yep, I'm throwing you guys under the bus right now. Did you feel that? Because I know you guys want to be in the office before 9. I know it. All right, who's next? Take away. Go. Thank you, Danny. Patty, go. Or Kyle, go.
I heard Kyle talking.
All right, go.
You know, I for the life of me, I can't remember if it was Gary or one of the other panelists that said it, but something that really stuck out to me was the quote, "Be the Google of all things real estate," and you know, other than real estate too. Like, be the person that someone goes to you for a recommendation for a plumber or a heating and air person. You know, like that
Definitely.
really does help.
Definitely.
I mean,
Well,
obviously, that's not the big, huge thing I'm
But it is. Rachel Adams, what does she talk about? Where the harvest festivals are, where the pumpkin festivals are, where's the Christmas lights. You go to her page, you know exactly where it's going to be. It's going to be on her page,
Yeah.
right? So even like where I live, there's not a KW agent focus where I live. I go to somebody else's, I'll be honest with you, their website, because I know she has everything on there about Redbridge. So it'd be nice if somebody would take over. That would be really, really cool. Anyways, what else, Kyle? Kyle, what else?
Really getting back to the basics, cutting out expenses that aren't necessary, and cutting out the personal ones so that you hopefully don't have to cut any or very little from your business expenses.
What lead with revenue?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Who wants to go next?
Steve Reed is the king of that.
I like that. Maybe he needs to teach a class. I don't know. Let's think about that. I can't even see his face right now, but yeah. Awesome. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. So I have 14 pages of notes, which I condensed to one this morning. And the words that stood out the most. This is the first time really, I think in all the years I've gone to Megacamp that I've heard him say what Kyle just said. So I want to say it again. Lower your personal expenses first. Because as this business shifts, right, if you're having to take money from anywhere, it shouldn't be from business first to still live the lifestyle you're accustomed to. They both have to shift at the same time. And this way you don't feel the hit as much in your personal affairs. If you have your personal affairs in order, then your business could still fund that and your business. Right. So that's the first time I believe I've ever heard him say it that way. And that came straight from Gary Keller, and he said it a couple of times. Then we're moving into a skills market. For the longest time, KW has been the mantra of service first, right? Service first. Now they're flipping that into skills first, service second.
That's huge, 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 huge. Big
Because
time.
people won't really, as always, the saying, if people don't know how much you care or know until they know how much you care, while caring about somebody is being skilled, giving them the information they actually need to help them conduct their real estate transaction. That doesn't mean you have to like me and be airy fairy, right? That's another word he likes to use. And do the fluff, like we can be friends. And yet, if you don't believe I'm skilled in this market and educate you and guide you on how to get it done and not be a price reduction, not be a person who got left homeless because you didn't know how to write the contract properly, not be someone who sits on the market for 6 months. Like, you have to show them the skill you are providing in the consultation to win them over. And then, yes, also do the service. The service is just as important. So the third thing so skills market is the service is the value you provide between transactions. So I heard this louder than I've ever heard it before, because I've heard it lots of times. And yet this year, from the different panelists, I heard it louder, because yes, we service our database. We do an amazing 5-star experience while they're in contract with us, right? Contract to close, consultation to close. And yet truly, if I'm better or create a system, because I'm not going to do it, to be honest. You know, I had a conversation with my gals this morning about how they're going to implement this. They are my who, I'm the idea. Is the service is between the transactions. So the moment we hand off keys and say, it was, you know, wonderful helping you out, thank you for our 5-star review. Now, how are we going to stay in touch with them and service them as an individual or a group within our database? Like, knowing who your people are is how you service them. And from that came, let me just look at it real quick here. It's people love more like unexpected things, right? So it's easy to say happy 1-year anniversary, congratulations on the baby. It's easy to see those milestones. But when they said that, like, do something that's unexpected, like, who doesn't love flowers just because? Or a little like fun surprise that's just because, not because there's any reason behind it. It's a just because, right? Like, I thought of you today and I'm going to write you this little handwritten note. Or Danny, I know you love this certain type of chocolate. It's just going to show up in your office just because I thought of you today. She's going to think it's just because I thought of her, but truly it's going to be a system behind it that they get touched on in a way that they weren't expecting. So yeah, so me and Sarah are really, really fired up. If it's one thing I ever get back from going to these events, guys, is there's 2 people in my life that say I become a spark plug when I come back, because I'm so full of energy and ideas, and I know I can't implement them all. So there's always a who. If it's not me, then who in my world is going to take on this project, because it's that important and it will make a difference in our business. That's it.
Love it. Thank you so much. I love your energy. Love it. And you're a heck of a dance partner. Just saying. Anyways, okay, who's next? Krista and Des, you got your hand up.
I kind of want to piggyback on what Patty was saying. What I heard was, because, you know, I've been trying to work and tailor like social media, which I'm not really big on, but I'm trying to get better at it. And so he said, people don't care about your content. They care about what your content means to them. Right. So we can post, you know, market updates, right? It may be only some of maybe the analytical people are only going to appreciate that content. Right. So I came back thinking, how am I going to change that to capture more people's attention so that they do care about what I'm posting? How many of us like scroll through and look at things and say, well, I don't really care about that. Right. You're just kind of going until something does capture your attention. So, you know, and I get quite a few leads from social media as well, but I'm just trying to figure out how to make that even more and implement something where I could get even more leads and more business from the social media platform. So that was really, really important to me to hear that.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Des. If you guys remember back, the YouTube gentleman that's all over YouTube, how old is he again?
Oh, no, it's IG.
Yeah. Oh, what did I say? YouTube? Instagram.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Instagram.
I just got his age myself.
21 years old.
He was 21.
1 years.
At 18, he closed 50 deals his first year in real estate from IG.
Hello, right? So I hope everybody saw my post with his name, because right now I can't think of his name. But if you go into
Elio Alanis.
Elio.
Can somebody post his, like, that little picture I showed you guys? It's probably on our little text group. If somebody could do that, that would be great. Put it in the chat. Everybody should be like all over him.
And the other thing too is for people like me that may not like the social media, if you have agents that are on your team, people who are very tech savvy, this is something to share with them and have them follow I did right away. I followed them, but share it with them. That way they can try to implement this into their business systems as well.
That's so smart. Thank you so much. Jeannie, there's a gal over in the Modesto office who's going to be providing a lot of these services. So be on the outlook for that, please. Krista, what else you got? Sister. Sister. She's our real queen. Real, yeah.
No. So my takeaways, manage expenses, and then just getting back to basics. Perfection is overrated. I can't remember which agent it was. She was on the panel, but actually I think it might have been Patty's coach when she said be done by 12, and then they just kept on stressing time blocking. Get up early, eat, exercise, meditate. And that's what I did my first year. And I got away with it because of COVID. And so I just need to get back to basics and get back to what made me successful. Win the day, win the morning, win the day.
I love it.
So
Time block, time block, time block.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great. Thank you so much. Ashley, are you still on here? I know you had to go, so I'm so sorry I didn't call you first. Where is she? Ashley, go ahead.
Here, I'll start my video. I'm in the car. A lot of what's already been said, I would say the biggest ones for me are the budget and expenses, because I'm awful at doing that. And also just making my contacts, to go back to making sure that I do, just like I did in Bold, making sure that I do my 20 a day, because I've slacked off.
Awesome. Bold. Yes. Bold's coming up, guys. So watch your calendars. So thank you, Ashley. Anything else? Social media for you. I know that.
Yeah, I need to do that also. Good takeaways. I felt overloaded.
Definitely.
With how much info there was.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to like walk out and walk back in. I know I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just need to clear there's so much coming at you. When they take a break, you definitely need to take a break. That's your cue to take a break. Definitely.
Yeah.
Anything else, Ashley?
That's it.
Do you recommend going? This was your first year. Do you recommend going?
Very much so. I will say, oh yeah, thank you. So in posting and talking about Megacamp, I have 2 other agents that reached out to me asking me about it. So I feel like it could be a way to build my downline.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, that was like that little takeaway. I didn't want to just say it, but yes. Awesome. And get them into the classes, right? You could have put them on this. Anything that we do, you guys, it's open to anybody. Anybody. Share everything that has to do with any of our classes, any of our meetings. Because we come from abundance, you guys. We don't come from scarcity. There's a piece of that pie for them if they want it, but we got the most of it.
So I'm going to post in the chat right now. This is the first time that I remember Keller Williams doing this for Megacamp. The panel goes really fast, but they did an hour in-depth interview with each panelist that they're going to slowly sprinkle in to the KW's YouTube channel. So I'm going to post it in chat so you guys could have access to that and say,
Thank you.
like and subscribe, right? Like and subscribe to your YouTube channel, then you'll get the feeds.
Definitely. Thank you. And then can somebody put the Google Drive in there as well? That would be great. Because we got a Google Drive, you guys, with all the notes from all the panelists. It's pretty amazing. That's the first time they ever did that. Patty, how many times have you been to Megacamp?
No idea. Probably more than half a dozen.
Awesome. And you keep going. You keep seeing value. That's beautiful. Okay, Barb, your turn. You're up. You're muted.
I don't know what I missed a little because I was in that other meeting, but I think another thing that resonated with me is being the economist of your local market.
Yes.
So we need to know our numbers, and we need to know what's happening in our market so that we can convey that to our clients. So I think that's really important. Along with all the things everyone said, of course, being kind of going back to basics. And I really did take heart also on where they said, cut your personal expenses first.
Most definitely. Thank you so much, Barb. Bill, our agent from the commercial side, Agent Bill.
I knew when I put on a video, you'd call on me. Takeaways. Well, I had a great time. I guess first time there. The event after the event was epic, and we had so much fun at all things that we did. So
Good.
thank you everybody who made that really special and fun and welcoming and all that good stuff. The event itself, I guess I took more from like the wealth side and then the time management side. So investing in our own personal investment properties and such. Some of the guys talked about their plans about how they invested in their first one and second one, and now they've replaced their monthly income or their expenses with their investment income that they have amassed. Well, we know real estate. Like, why would we not own real estate? Was kind of the thing. The other takeaway was, man, there were people up there that literally do no administrative tasks, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is done by a virtual assistant. I mean, there was a guy that was up there that
Isn't that
said
the
that
simple truth?
100% of the time that he is working, he has a virtual assistant doing it right there with him. Like, to the point that if somebody came, like if I was doing it, Michele came in my office, like that virtual assistant would be there taking notes on that conversation. And that was crazy. So I did, coming out of that, I did a personal assessment of my time versus like where I think I'll end up on GCI, and then all of the tasks that I do on a daily or a monthly basis or yearly basis, and my income per hour, like my net worth per hour, is like $3,000. So if I think about the amount of time that I spend making a purchase contract or managing a transaction or putting my farm into my CRM and then working that farm, like trying to get numbers and everything else in there, like I'm wasting my time. Like, I need to have somebody else doing it.
Most definitely. We teach that all the time, or coach that. Most definitely.
So those are really the big takeaways that I got from the event. I mean, these guys are all ages. I mean, I don't care what age you are. Like, there was an 18-year-old up there killing it. There was a 7-year-old up there killing it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, and they're in all stages of their real estate career. So it was a good event. I'm glad I went.
Good. Thank you so much. When are you going to hire your next assistant?
I was just talking with my coach about it this morning. So I've got to look at putting find out what they offer and figure out what areas I'm going to utilize, whether
That's
it's
wonderful.
Database management or transaction coordinator or all three. I mean,
Yeah, everything you don't want to be doing, everything that's not, what do they say? Everything that is not money making activities, you don't do. Your assistant.
Yeah, I have to do my not to do list. Things that I shouldn't do. Like, they're not worth it. If somebody costs me $10 an hour to do some of these tasks, and my worth is $3,000 an hour, like, what am I doing?
Right. Great job. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you being there. That was beautiful.
Thanks for having me.
Janet, how many times have you been there, my friend?
That was my third time in person for Megacamp.
Yeah. So what is your biggest takeaway?
I will reiterate what the ladies have said about the mornings. And Michele, you know how I am with mornings.
Yes.
But it really is the truth. To my Wednesdays, when I do get up early for my BNI and I'm all dressed to the nines and ready to go, it is a more productive day. And I'm like, why don't I do that? Why don't I do that? So that was something I focused on. And then just don't be the real estate specialist, be the home specialist, meaning be the resources. And somebody said, don't just do the deal and be done with it and say, here, Merry Christmas or whatever, once a year. Stay connected, offer resources. It makes my heart pitter patter when a past client texts me and says, hey, do you know an electrician or a plumber or whatever? Yes, I do. Here it is. They're thinking of me, So, and then, something that nobody really ever talks about, that's to me a huge part of Megacamp and family reunion, is the exhibit floor.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the resources, the people that's where I run into people. And, I look at their little, hey, where are you from? I met someone from Brentwood. She's already connected with me today, so walking out there, getting your marketing material, learning more. That's how I found out more information on that KW prep, the K score. That exhibit floor is a great resource.
That's great. Thank you. Okay, so wait a minute. You're not done. How many leads have you gotten from attending family reunion or mega camp?
That two
Or
solid-
transactions?
transactions, two solid ones.
That's awesome. So, okay, on an average of commission, what, of $11,000, I think one of them would have paid for those 3 mega camps that you just went to.
True story.
Yeah, right? So I hope you guys have all signed up for our family reunion. The link went out the following day. I already know the Hilton's already booked. So I hope you're being smart and booking things and getting it out there, because family reunion is completely different. Who wants to explain family reunion? Patrick, you're quiet. How about you?
Well, family reunion's a totally different experience from Mega Camp. There's a lot of breakout opportunities that if you want to focus on this particular practice in real estate, you can focus on just that, as opposed to having the panels that we experience in Mega Camp. So it's a great experience. Anaheim's a nice place. Of course, Disneyland is there as well. Yeah, nice. And it's nice that we can just drive there, right? So
Yes. You're right. The breakouts are like every hour and a half. And during the breakouts, you have maybe 9 different options to go to. The cool thing is that they're recorded. So you'll be able to see them when you go home. They're going to be recorded for a certain amount of time frame for you to review, which is good too. Because it's very hard to find the right one to go to because you're going all over the place. However, I always, if it's not resonating with me, I'm out. I go to the one across the way. I really manage my time, and I don't just wait.
There's so much. It's overwhelming. It's great.
Wonderful. Anybody else want to chime in? Anything? Any last words? Did I hit everybody? Rolf.
I got one.
Virtual.
I was virtual, but I gotta be able to view it. One of the things that was kind of in your face right out the front, and basically Gary Keller had it right on his shirt. I saw Des wearing it today. I think Kristen might have been wearing it. I ended up ordering one, but it was the picture of the buffalo. And the message behind that was buffalo is one of the few animals, if not the only one, that when a storm is coming, actually heads straight into the storm because it can get through it quicker. So again, I think that's more of a mindset thing than anything heading into this market, that we need to take it head on instead of shying away. I think that was what they opened with, and that honestly was one of the biggest points that resonated with me for this mega camp.
Awesome, thank you, and congratulations on your run this past weekend or Friday. I believe it was Friday. That's awesome. You rallied.
We took first.
You took third?
First
place? Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Yeah, I've got a story about my half marathon. When I was running over the line, I saw another girl coming and everybody was cheering. Yeah, she was for the full. I was for the half. She was first place for the full. Anyways. All right, you guys. So Mega Camp is where it was. And so Family Reunion is where it's at. So I encourage you guys to get your hotel rooms fast, because a lot of people at the last minute are texting me and emailing me, and there's nothing I can do. And this one will be crazy because it's in California and it's near Disneyland. Get your season passes now if you're going to go with your family. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for masterminding with us. See you soon.
Michelle, thanks guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.